Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laugh about. We're back. We're back. It's a school year.
Yes. Okay, so I did not know that song. Is that
Welcome back, Kata.
Welcome back. Well, okay, so
John Travolta.
And the kids already know this. Because Barbara and I are about the same age, old. We grew up, born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s, went to college in the 90s, started teaching in like right before the OOs. So we're just old. And so we know, like, I don't remember watching Welcome Back, Kotter. I remember that.
Oh, I do.
I said I never watched it, but I know John Travolta and all those Gabe Cat, all those guys were in it. But
I seen all the movies with John. I guess not.
I do love that song though. Whenever you're like, it seems like it's very welcoming, and we played it when we welcomed them back in person. So we're playing it when we welcome back to the 21-22 school year. Hello, everybody.
Ready?
We are back at it on Wednesday, August the 4th. All right, it's one of the later starts we've had. So you had each student out here had a little extra week of
They should be well
summer, and so we should be well rested. But I also know that was an extra week of being on our Switch, our phone, our PS4 or 5, our Xbox.
Our kids don't do
Xbox X or Xbox One. Or we're on our, there's that new Steam. There's that new
videos.
Listen, we're gonna have to withdraw from that because we've been on it. We've been on our phones. We've been on the gram. We've been on that. We've been on the TikTok. See, I call it the TikTok. I'm hoping to make it more cringy, but they still get on it. So, although I will say this, I was very interested last year at lunch when they were watching TikToks on their phone. Like some people were watching like traffic stuff, like how to be safe in traffic, how to be like I
mean, it's a lot. It's good information on TikTok.
Yeah. So see, I'm more of an anti-TikTok, but my wife loves it. But
anything on there yet that made me want to sit there and keep watching
I'm more of a Twitter guy.
I like Twitter.
Follow a lot of Purdue stuff on Twitter. So and education stuff.
I like Twitter.
Yeah, I do too. So
sorry, y'all. I'm a TikTok girl because we make a lot of videos. So I see you, my middle school students, but we're gonna have to put it to the side.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know us, I'm Mr. Pickock. I'm the principal here at West Lane Middle School. Ms. Barber?
I'm Mrs. Barber. I'm one of your assistant principals.
And Mrs. Hampton.
Mrs. Hampton, one of your other assistant principals.
So today we wanted to take a few moments to talk about some of our expectations for this year. First things first, we're gonna have a great school year. Be in. I'm not gonna qualify that. We're all gonna be in. We're just gonna have it we're gonna be a regular normal year. It's gonna be a great year. Every Wildcat every day gets better. You heard me say it a lot last year. We're saying it a lot this year. That is our motto here at West Lane. And so we're gonna look for improvement every single day. And so this year will be a lot less of Zoom and a little bit less computers. We'll still have computers. You'll still take them to every class. We'll still take them home. But we won't be on them desperately like we were last year. Sixth grade a little bit, or start we'll be on some Zoom, just be able to hear better back in the gym, in their temporary classrooms. So last year was a very special year. We weren't in school the whole time. We weren't in school on Mondays. Some of you were in school on Tuesday and Wednesday. Some of you were in school on Thursday, Fridays. Then we went 4 days. Some of you never did come into the building. So we did let a few things, because we weren't talking, we did let a few things kind of go a little bit last year. One was the allowance of phones. Okay. So this year, we're not having phones are not going to be out between 9:20 and 4:20. We have 113 phones in the building that are wired in for everybody. So your parents can reach you if they need to or get a message. But we're going to leave our phones in our lockers. 7th and 8th graders, you'll have lockers starting the first day of school. 6th graders, you'll have lockers starting in November. And so those phones will stay in your book bags for 6th graders, and the phones stay in our lockers, and they shouldn't be out. They should not be, period. So that's gonna be something that different from last year. We're not using them at lunch at all. We're not using them in class. We do have technology in class. You have your laptops to be able to work academically. If you need a calculator or whatever, or you need to look something up, it's right there. So that's something that we're not going to have. Another thing last year we allowed hats and hoods. A lot of our cameras were off last year, so we, hats and hoods is a safety issue. We need to identify everybody, and we said with the combination of most of our cameras being down because of construction, most of our faces being covered with a mask, and so we allowed hats and hoods. Now, the one thing that we saw though, you kind of withdraw in those hoods, we can't see you and we can't make eye contact, and we're going to be back in person this year. So we want the whole person. We want you to be welcome and we want you to feel welcome. So we're going to say hats stay in our locker and our bags, hoods stay down, except when you're outside and if it's a little chilly. But we're very comfortable here. So hats and hoods are off this year. Again, too, we talked this way last year too. We were allowing it last year because of certain things that safety wise, that weren't in place. Because we always say hats and hoods are safety to be able to see with cameras, and with no cameras, there was no need for that. However, this year cameras we have cameras everywhere. So we will make sure that we're safe and make sure we have everybody here we need to. So hats and hoods will be off and down. So, and that again too, that also lets us see you. We want to make sure we make eye contact. We want to one thing that we missed last year, I think, was connection. And so connecting with each other is kind of difficult when we only see this much of you. And so it's just difficult. So we want to see everything with your face, and we want to see your face. I know some of you still wear masks because we still have the COVID protocols in which if you're not vaccinated, you have to wear a mask. But a lot of you I know a lot of you are planning on or did get vaccinated over the summer. So those people, again, is optional. The masks are optional for those of you who've been vaccinated. So, but that's just a connection. I think we want to make eye contact. We want to be able to see you and be able to get to know you better. Because clearly you did not go to school a lot last year. We're going to be struggling to know who some of you are. But we want to see you and meet you and make you feel welcome. Talk to me about Miss Hampton. Talk to us about permission to leave class.
All right, so it all goes into the safety stuff. The reason you need permission, because we need to know where you are at all times. If anything happens, we'll be able to, get to you, but you need permission. You can't just walk out because you feel like it, or you can't walk out because, oh, I told my teacher, but did your teacher acknowledge your permission? So you have to make sure you get the acknowledgement. So once you do get that permission to leave class, there's a 45-minute window for you to get back to class. So keep that in mind. And remember, this is why we don't want the hoods up and the hats on, because you need to make eye contact with your teacher, especially if you are wearing a mask when you're asking for permission. You can't just say it and then look away. You have to make sure you get the affirmation that you can leave the classroom, and you got 45 minutes. I think that's more than enough time for you to do what you need to do. If it's not, you might need to see the nurse.
And so too, you're gonna have 3 passes a week, and that's it. 3 passes. We know now where our setup of our building. It used to be like when we had to give 5 restroom passes a week and give you a lot of because we only had a few restrooms. Now, by the time September rolls around, we're gonna have restrooms nearly everywhere in the building and multiple restrooms. Then once the 6th graders are on board in their new space, we have even more restrooms, and we'll just continue to get. And so by the cafetorium, there's going to be a ton of restrooms for you to use as well. So we're growing in the building as we kind of get used to some of these new things. One thing with construction this year, it's going to start to hit more internal. Up till now, it's all been kind of on the edges. The 8th grade was on the edge. The 6th grade was on the edge. Now we're going to be doing a lot of internal stuff by the middle of the building. And then we're going to start doing the 200 hallways. We're going to be in the middle of the school. Now we'll do a lot of safety protocols to close off hallways and to close off things like that, but you can't go in those spaces. We have not had one construction related issue with any student so far, but I just want to mention that going forward. Ms. Barber, talk to us just a minute about being responsible and about bringing all of our supplies. We don't have a lot of supplies we require, but binders and things, and bringing those to class.
Absolutely. So guys, when we send out the supply list, and if you come to school with your supplies, if you need anything, you know we're here to help you. But the reason we ask you to have those things is so that when you come into class, we hit the ground running, so that we are and you are ready to complete the activities that your teachers have spent all summer developing, so that you're engaged and you're ready to start learning again. So we do need to make sure that you come to class with your supplies. And the number one I'm really going to say is that computer. Please make sure you are bringing that computer with you every day. I don't think that's probably going to be a big issue this year, because I believe you're used to it, because that's how we did everything last year. But please make sure that you bring that computer and that it's charged. So every night you don't forget to charge your phone. So when you charge your phone, make sure you're also charging that computer, and bring all that in and just make it a habit. I know your teachers are going to spend a lot of the first couple weeks working on organization, and that's all part of it. Is once you get that piece down, it's kind of a no-brainer. You'll always remember. Yeah, so just make sure that you have all of your materials with you. And if you need anything, let us know, because we are here to help you. Usually y'all come with great stuff in the beginning of the year, and then come December and January, you need some refreshers. Let us know, and we are definitely here to help. But we're definitely ready to have you guys back in the class and learning the way we know that you can learn.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a great school year. We're going to talk to you as well. We're going to talk to each grade level during the first 3 days of school. And so we're going to work on some of these things. We want you to also get into the use of the building, about getting used to where things are at, where lockers are at, everything like that. So we're going to work on those the first 3 days, but we want to make sure that we just touch base a little bit of these things. We'll talk way more about things and expectations when we're talking to you on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of our first week of school. So everybody, again, I hope you're excited. I'm excited. I don't know about anybody else. I'm excited about being back to school.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we're all excited. So welcome back, everybody. And again, let's have a great school year.
That's right.
Well, the names have all changed since you heard